All right, hey everybody. This is another installment, I would say, of our restaurant review videos. This time I've got my oldest son with me. There's a pretty big gap between the two. He's 22 years old. My son from the other video, he's 8. So yeah, it's pretty big gap. So this was kind of an impromptu thing. We just spontaneously decided to do this. We're actually at the Chick-Fil-A restaurant in the Champion Circle. So the last video was In and Out, and that's just up the road here, or street, whatever you want to call that. This Chick-Fil-A here is kind of, I think it was the first one built. There's a Buc-ee's over here, and I think this Chick-Fil-A was the first fast food restaurant here built, but I could be wrong, and that would have been about 8 or 9 years ago. But anyways, my oldest son, he actually works here. This was his actual first job, and he helped to open the store. So he was here when the restaurant opened. They actually did their a grand opening celebration thing over here at the Speedway. That was pretty cool, but I won't get into all that. He worked here for about 2 years. He quit for a little bit, and then he came back, and I think this time he's been working here for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure.
We're getting on a year and a half.
Year and a half. So anyways, I thought that would be kind of cool for us to do a restaurant review of a place that he actually works at. Now, it's Chick-Fil-A. Chick-Fil-A has a reputation for being pretty good across the board, you know, but we'll see. We'll be objective, you know. Even though he works here, we'll be objective and see, you know, if it actually if we keep an open mind, does it actually stack up?
If anything, I'm going to be harder on it because I work here.
Yeah. So the categories for review are still going to be the same. We're going to review on customer service, food quality, price, and cleanliness. And I won't get into all that again, and we'll talk more about it later, so this introduction doesn't run too long. I'm going to take the camera down real quick and just kind of give you a look of the outside of the store. This is not going to be the front. I would have to kind of walk over there, and, you know, it'd be kind of silly looking, but I'm going to give you just kind of a view of what we're looking at, which is the drive-through and this side entrance here. So let me get it down here. Do it. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, so there's right now it's not bad. It's the lunch rush is over. It's 1:27. By the way, it's Saturday, 1:27 in the afternoon. So lunch rush is kind of over. But this Chick-fil-A, I mean, it comes in waves. You can ask my son here. You know, it comes in waves. So they'll be sitting there and it'll be like this, and then all of a sudden the drive-through is just packed. But obviously we're going to be going into the dining room here in a minute and ordering and sitting down and hopefully enjoying our food. Let's see here. Let's get a little bit more. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, and I'll start it up again once we're entering the store.
Let's see how good this Sprite is.
Okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead. How good is your Sprite?
It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, the drink itself has nothing to do with the restaurant. So.
No deductor head points based on the drink.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show the receipt. So I got a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich meal with cheese, $8.95 for the $8.95 for the meal, and then 30 cents for the cheese. Tax and everything comes to $10. So a couple years ago that would have been pretty expensive, but nowadays that's kind of average.
Yeah.
And then my son, he got a 5-count nuggets meal and a cup of soup. And
Thank you.
thank you. And
That was fast.
yeah, you got yours real quick. Oh, because you just got the nuggets and soup. Anyway, so his nuggets were $3.20. The soup was $3.99. And with
What for Chad?
It's right here. Thank you.
Pleasure. Anything else I can give you today?
That's it. Thank you.
Enjoy.
So altogether it was $7.78. So again, pretty high for a couple years ago, but right now that's kind of the average.
It's blinking. Is that normal?
Yeah, it always blinks. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust it. Okay, so we'll do the. You go ahead and try yours. And,
Get a fork real quick.
oh, I didn't get any. Holy crap, it's hot. I should have asked for some Chick-Fil-A sauce.
I can go get one. Did she not ask you for any?
No, but we were distracting her.
I will.
If you need $1 million, I don't got you.
Don't got you. All right.
Y'all need
Good. All right, thanks.
I've had this.
Thank you, by the way.
I've had this so many times.
Yeah,
There's pickles on your sandwich, by the way. I'm not sure if you're aware.
that's fine. I like pickles. It comes with them standard, I think, right?
Yep.
What kind of soup you got? You got chicken noodle?
Yep. We have chicken noodle soup and a chicken tortilla soup.
Yeah.
Chicken tortilla soup used to be seasonal, but people liked it so much we just kept it. By the way, it's not on the menu or anything, but you can get your sandwich cut in half.
I didn't know that. Does people do that?
Not anymore. Used to occasionally, guests would do that and employees would do it, but for some reason they stopped. I don't know why. There's actually a few things that people used to do a lot of it, but it's replaced by other things. So now everybody's getting salad bowls, empty salad bowls with their food. Usually it's some kind of TikTok trend
Oh,
they've seen, and now they want to do it themselves. So big one is getting a salad bowl, and then you put all your food in it and shake it around with some sauce. I think it looks dumb, but
people in their fad. Well, I guess that's a good thing to ask because, like, talking about In-N-Out Burger, I know they had like this secret thing where I think it called, what, monkey fries or something like that.
animal fries.
Animal fries, that's it.
Monkey fries.
Well, it's like something that's not on the menu,
Yeah.
right? Does Chick-Fil-A have anything like that?
No. We have like customizations you wouldn't normally do if you're just looking at the menu, but like
just sat down, I guess.
that was good. That was a good nugget.
Trying the chicken sandwich now. I forgot to say I've eaten here quite a few times.
Yeah, there's just like secret customizations you can do. So it's not on the menu, but you can get a kid's meal with a sandwich in it.
So you feel
If you really wanted to,
A kid's meal with what?
a sandwich in it.
What normally comes in a kid's meal?
Either nuggets, grilled nuggets, or strips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the menu's a little bit more complicated than In-N-Out's, but it's still not too bad.
Yeah, it's still pretty basic.
Well, a big point is that it's simple enough that it makes it easier on like requisition and inventory and stuff like that. But there's still plenty of customization options that you can add some variety to your food. So that helps. once you work here for a couple of years, you start to really mess with the what you can do. I don't know if you can see one thing about Chick-Fil-A nuggets. Don't worry about it.
Yep. Well, it kind of worked out. Well, you got ranch though.
One thing about Chick-Fil-A nuggets is that, as you can see, they're all shaped differently, and that's because they're just genuinely like real chicken cut, from the meat in an irregular fashion. What I mean is that it's not a process like McDonald's or something where every nugget comes out the same. Makes it a little bit more like a genuine nugget. Mm-hmm. That's the thing about people reviewing food is that they can be snobbish sometimes.
Right. You always got to remember it's fast food. It's not a restaurant.
Right. Although, here we're not allowed to call it a fast food restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
Did I tell you that?
No.
You have to call it a quick service restaurant. I guess the sandwich was good. You ate it pretty fast.
Well, I always do that. But yeah, it was good. Same as I remember it being.
That's one thing I always like about restaurants is having like a variety of sauces.
Well, what kind of sauces do they have here? I know they got the ranch,
Chick-fil-A, barbecue, ranch, zesty buffalo, sweet and sour Polynesian, sweet and spicy sriracha, and did I say barbecue?
I think you did.
Might be it. No, there's 7. I'm missing one.
You said Polynesian.
Polynesian barbecue ranch, sriracha, and what is it? I work here. That's crazy.
Well, maybe one that they just don't order very often and ask for very often.
It's killing me. I gotta know. Honey mustard. That's it. Honey mustard. And all of them are pretty good. I just washed my hands. Yes. It's not always the case, but it's pretty clean in there. Nothing on the floor or anything. Gotta give it full points for that.
Okay. I'm just kind of looking around on the floor. Probably does need a good
Floor's not
sweeping.
clean.
You know.
Now part of that, part of the floor not being clean though, is that we generally try to avoid sweeping under people's feet and stuff because it's annoying. So, yeah, underneath the chairs and stuff, it's gonna stay kind of dirty. until people
Yeah,
leave.
that's reasonable. Especially, you know, it's been fairly busy since we've been in here.
I will say though, windowsills, everybody forgets. So go along and look at the windowsills. There'll be crumbs and stuff. And it's not a big deal because it's not, where your food is. But if it gets bad enough, it can start to be kind of gross.
Well, I'm not going to be too picky as far as that goes because
I told you I'd probably be harder on them.
some of these other places. One of the things I also like is, there is music playing, but it's not real obnoxiously loud like some of these places. And the music that is playing is pleasant. The music should just add to the atmosphere. It shouldn't be like, a distraction from everything else.
Okay, so there we go. There was nothing as far as the experience goes that was out of the ordinary. I don't go eating at fast food restaurants very often. It's a pretty rare thing for me. As far as eating in the dining room at this Chick-Fil-A, that probably makes half a dozen times maybe since it's been built that I've eaten there. It might be a little bit more than that, but not too often. But every time the experience is pretty much the same. It's a good experience. It's nothing that I can complain about. But we're going to try to be objective here. I'm going to go down the list of categories and just tell you what I think and try to get a little bit of my son's opinion. So the first one is customer service. Go up to the counter. They're very pleasant, professional. They're kind. The lady that I was talking to, and I know everybody else is, as far as we're very patient. We were being kind of slow and indecisive and unclear. I know that's probably how we were being, but they were very patient with us, and that's very good.
If you think you're bad, that was fairly normal. Most people are really, really slow, or they're the opposites.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you get a lot of people that come into the store that are worse, but I guess I'm just, again, part of me being objective, and I am kind of hard on myself. But anyways, there was a little bit of a bias there because a lot of the people know my son, obviously, and but I don't think they would have been much different if it was anybody else. Like sitting down, asking if we needed anything. That we had a couple of guys that come up. One was joking. I don't know if you heard him. He was saying, do you need $1 million? And it's kind of a joke. That all of that was really good. I can't really fault him on anything. So I'm going to give him a point. I can't really give him a bonus point, because again, I'm trying to be objective. And the way they were being, that's really how they all should be, But I'll definitely give him a solid point. You got anything you want to add?
I don't think I needed to be deducting a point for this, especially because obviously I have high standards because I work there. But one thing is she didn't. The order taker didn't really communicate with us what she was doing. So she gave us a table marker, but didn't tell us that was what that was, and that we could just sit down and have our food taken to us. Now, obviously, I'm assuming she didn't do that because I was there, and she figured I knew how to, eat at Chick-fil-A. But, objectively, she needs to be communicating stuff like that. But it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to find something more nuanced to say, and it's going to be a point. Now, I'm really tempted to do a bonus point because I know what he said, but Chick-fil-A has high standards, but normally, when people bring you your food, they're not going to be like, can I get anything else for you? So that was actually different than usual. And frankly, I wouldn't do that either when it's busy. I just say, here's your food, enjoy. So I'll give them credit for that. I don't know if that's worth a bonus point, though. It's not that far out of the ordinary. I guess compared to other places, it's a lot. But since I work here, I don't want to be just handing out bonus points.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 solid points so far. Now we're going to talk about food quality. The food is good. That's never not been the case. Never not. That's double negative. It's never been the case that it has not been good. But it's not just out of this world either. I've said it before in conversations with other people that I think the biggest draw for Chick-fil-A is the customer service. I think if anybody is being honest, it's not that the food is just out of this world. It's good, but it's not, something that, you go there for the food.
And they figured that out.
yeah. I mean, but it is good. So I'm going to give them a point. I've got to give them a point for like I said, I had just a regular chicken sandwich with cheese, and I'm trying to think if there's anything I could say bad about it. And the waffle fries, I'm not a big waffle fry fan. But
it looked a little undercooked. But
yeah, the only thing I say, and this is always the case with the waffle fries there, I mean, I guess fries in general, is you get to the bottom and you have a lot of crusties, if you know what I mean. But I can't really subtract for that. How can they avoid that? So yeah, across the board, it's a point for me.
Yeah, once again, trying not to be too hard on them. That's a point. The nuggets were good. It's like I talk about, sometimes they're irregular shape. He's looking at me. I don't think she's trying to look at her kid.
There's some people walking in front of us, a little bit distracting.
Anyways, look like Nathan.
Yeah.
Sorry. I get distracted easy.
Yeah, I do too.
There's a point, nothing wrong about it. Sometimes the irregular or varied quality with the nuggets can be a problem. They were fine today. The soup was fine. Like he said, it's not like anything crazy awesome or anything like that. It's fast food. And I'm sure they wouldn't want to hear that. Oh, it's just fast food, but it's true. The standards don't have to be just out of this world, like you were saying. So not much to say. The ranch was.
So you did give them a point, right? Sorry, I got just distracted.
Yeah, it's more about whether or not they get a bonus point. And that's definitely not the case.
So okay,
it's on par. It's not like it's nothing worth a bonus.
Right. So that's 4 so far. Okay. Next is price. Now I talked about it a little bit in there. Sorry, I'm hearing a sound. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
It's the kids.
Oh, the pricing nowadays with any place that you go to, fast food, doesn't matter what it is, everything is really high. So you always got to keep that in mind. However, Chick-fil-A tends to be higher even with that than these other restaurants. So as I was sitting there, and thinking about the pricing, and even after I talked about it a little bit, I realized, even though, there's a lot of inflation right now, I'm comparing it to the In-N-Out burger that I went to. And, for fries, burger, and a drink, it was a couple of dollars. I think it was $1 or $2 cheaper. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely price-wise.
So, 10 and a half or whatever it was, I think we threw the receipt away, dollars for a chicken sandwich with cheese and this is all regular size, regular drink, regular fries. It's pretty high, even with inflation. I would say it really needs to be about $1 or $2 less than that. So I'm going to have to give 0. That's a 0 for me. How about you?
It's a 0. Giving some perspective from an employee's point of view, all of that I agree with, but in addition, you got to think we have, budgets for food we can eat on break, right? And they keep increasing it, so I'll give them that. But you just said, how much did you say it was? Like $10.55 or something?
It was like $10.50, I believe.
So you can get a sandwich and a medium fry. That's about it on your break food. No, I mean, yeah, I guess there you go. There's a meal for your break. It's not a lot of leeway. And one thing I'll say is that you might say, well, you can get a whole meal for $10. Most places are like that these days. But one big thing is that it doesn't fill you up. At least in my opinion, you go to a burger joint, like say Whataburger right next door, and you pay the same amount for a meal, but their stuff will make you really full. Chick-Fil-A, you eat the whole meal, and I'm satisfied now. And you might say, oh, you're just, you're what do you say? Being gluttonous, but just talking about value here.
Well, you're right.
If I can get really full off of the same price at another place, that here it just be like, yeah, it was satisfying, then that says something. So no, I'm not gonna give them a point on that.
Okay, so we're still at 4 then, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Okay, so the last category is going to be cleanliness. And, of course, I'm not going to be like a weirdo walking around the store, with the white glove, or just ducking under people's tables and stuff. So all I'm going to base mine observation on this is from what I could see from my table. And my son went into the bathroom, so he'll add his in a minute. But I did see food particles and stuff under the table. We even talked about this a little bit while we were in the dining room. But I could see the trash can too from where I was at. It was kind of full, but there wasn't like trays and just a lot of food on top of the food, the trash can, like you see in some fast food restaurants sometimes. And as far as the food particles being under the table, my son had made a very good point that when it stays sort of busy, it's really kind of hard to sweep up under people's table when people are eating, so with that in mind, just looking at the tables in general, the floor in general, I think it was pretty cleanly, all things considered. So I'm going to have to give him a point on that. I'm just thinking if there's anything I need to add on that. Yeah, it's a point for me.
So I'm going to give him a point because it reaches our standards for cleanliness. The floors, like you said, can't do a whole lot about it. Our table was clean when we got to it. I could see the person that was working the dining room, because we do have somebody that specifically is assigned to just cleaning the dining room and serving guests, which is a big, something Chick-Fil-A does that I think is really good that other places should do. But anyways, everything was pretty clean. Now I actually want to give a bonus point because, again, this is something I'm aware of as an employee, is that a lot of times, and you see this at other restaurants too, people who are working the register don't keep the front of the counter clean. So on your side of the counter, the guest side, it'll have stains from drinks that had stuff on the bottom of them, or crumbs or whatever, and the order taker doesn't think to clean it, and it just accumulates throughout the day. But it was really clean when we got there, so I'm gonna give them a lot of credit for that. And in addition, the bathroom was really clean, and I know it's usually pretty clean, but it was even cleaner than usual today. The only thing I could point out was that there was water on the sink, but that really is not a big deal. I don't know why you would ever have a problem with water being on a sink.
Yes.
But the reason I'm mentioning that is because they tell us to clean up water on the sink. So they care about it. Anyways, so no, it was very clean, cleaner than usual actually, especially compared to other places. In-N-Out, you know, usually has a pretty high standard, but there's been a couple times I've been in there that it's been pretty awful, and it's obvious somebody was not doing their job. So, good stuff. Another thing, as far as that goes, is you'll notice. Well, you don't notice, but you'll notice if you look around, is that our outside, like parking lot and all that, stays really clean. Sometimes, you know, there'll be litter and stuff. Sorry, I keep forgetting not to do that. There'll be litter and stuff and people throwing stuff out their cars, but for the most part we keep this thing really, really clean. You know, it's just a few outliers. Everything's well trimmed, and you can actually see when you're trying to turn out of the parking lot too. Visibility is really important, except for where the dumpsters are. Anyways.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. We're getting off a little bit away from the category of cleanliness when we're talking about some of the things out in the parking lot. But I mean, I get what your point is. I want to go back and I changed my mind a little bit. I think you convinced me, or you helped to change my mind as far as the customer service. I think I am going to give a bonus point. So I have my regular point, my bonus point, and you just gave a bonus point for cleanliness. So I believe that gives us a total of 8 points. So that's pretty good. This Chick-Fil-A matched, if I recall correctly, it matches the total points that the In-N-Out burger got. So that's really good. So that means you're going to get a swan. So there you go, Chick-Fil-A. You did a good job. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Hopefully I can do it again sometime in the future, but hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, and maybe anybody that's coming to visit the area, we'll have a little bit more information on some of these restaurants and what places to look out for and which places to avoid, I guess.
I promise you it'll be better than most of the other restaurants around.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's it.